What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.
At NBS, we believe in banking for life. For over 160 years, we've been a trusted banking provider for generations of locals like you. We know our clients personally and build long-term relationships with them, offering flexibility by giving our staff freedom to make quick decisions to put them first. Experience banking for life with NBS.
Welcome to Bays Joinery Football Focus, your prime source for all things football in the top of the South. I'm Chris Butler. Alongside me, my co-host Ryan Skippy Stewart. Welcome back, mate.
Good to see you, mate.
Today we're thrilled to have a couple of, one returning guest. So, Geezer, good to have you back, mate.
Always good, mate.
And finally, we get Tahunanui Football Club and on the podcast. Fantastic to have you here. It's Will Murphy, who is the president of Tahunanui. Great to have you here, mate.
Yeah, good to be here, mate.
Fantastic. And let's talk about what's coming up in the show. Today, we're going to be talking senior men's and women's local premiership. We've got the Southern League, both men and women, the latest from New Zealand football, but a controversy at the moment, the A-League final, and also the overseas news, which is all about who's going where. And geez, I mean, the mind still boggles. Anyway, but first, Will, tell us a little bit about your background and how'd you end up becoming president of Tahunanui Football Club?
Yeah, that was pretty quick and rise to the top. No, I've been in Nelson for about 3 years, and when I moved up, I was in Queenstown before that for about 15 or so years down in Queenstown. Moved up about 3 years ago. My season had just finished down in Queenstown. Moved up that weekend. Got in touch with Tahunanui. They're looking for a goalkeeper. Went down to their training and been playing with them since. Yeah, and then I think finished that season, and then the next year I got involved in the committee, and then at the end of that year, our president moved off to Wellington, and so I put my hand up to go and help them as president, and yeah, it's going good so far.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your background, where you originally from, where were you born, and
Yep.
tell us a little bit about your early days of playing football.
So from Ireland, grew up playing rugby predominantly.
Oh, did you?
And but also lots of football.
Yeah.
And so yeah, always playing sport. And then yeah, reasonable level back home. And then moved down to New Zealand when I was 20, came backpacking, going around the world, meant to go home, didn't go home. Liked Queenstown. It was good for a party, good for a bit of a laugh.
Yes.
And stayed down, yeah, been down in Queenstown and playing football down there, Queenstown Rovers. And then there's a Central Otago League down there, which is pretty strong, which was pretty good. So running a team down there for about five or so years.
Right.
And then, yeah, up here where it's a bit warmer.
And
Generally, it's a bit chilly today. But
and you mentioned keeper, so have you
Yep.
always been keeper?
yeah, in football, always goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, but happy to play outfield and get a run when I can.
So it's those rugby skills coming to
Yeah.
good play.
Yeah, no, it's always play keeper. I love playing in goals. Get pretty upset when I concede.
It was good to get him actually because I was running the team at the time and we had an Argentinian goalkeeper and he just went back to Argentina. So we get a message and I was like, yeah, come down to training. We've got a session coming. Come and see the team and see how you get on. And then I was away that week. I think I was down in Christchurch doing something with the kids. So a couple of our other mates ran the session. And he said he turned up, there was about 2 cones out, about 3 people standing around thinking, what's going on here? And later on that night, I rang the boys. I said, what's the new keeper like? They said, well, he came in the pub and had 6 pints, so he's in.
He's in.
Next thing you know, he's running the club.
I have to point out your influence, Will, because 2 suburbs men here,
Yeah.
although Geezer, can put one foot in the Tahunanui camp, but both wearing Tahunanui colours today.
Yeah.
How's that? So
Yeah, it's good. Got a little fan club going here.
Suits you, Skippy.
So I do drink at the Sprig and Fern. That's got to count for something.
Sam will be happy. Yeah.
Just on Will saying about goalkeepers conceding goals and not liking. I heard a story at the weekend that you had a clean sheet until the last minute, and someone might have did something silly in the box.
Yeah, not me.
No.
He's still sore about it now.
Someone was telling me that one of your defenders sort of dived in and gave away a penalty, and it didn't make you too happy.
Yeah, so Sam, who couldn't be with us today, unfortunately, decided that he wanted to give away a penalty under absolutely no pressure in the 90th minute.
We were 3-0 up as well.
I think, we were 3-0 up. We're seeing the game out quite nicely, and I think Sam was a little bit bored and didn't want me to get my clean sheet bonus, and decided to go and kick their striker, who scored very nicely into the bottom corner. Actually, back in the day, I might have.
He looked well in the eyes when he gave the penalty away.
Yeah,
right in the eyes.
He knew it.
No clean sheet.
Yeah, so I bumped into Sam at the pub, and he says, "Please bring it up."
So it's been a little bit awkward this week. Hence, he isn't here.
Yeah. He's in the naughty books.
Tell us about the Tahunanui Club as it is at the moment. So tell us, first of all, what state it's in and also what you enjoy about it, but also some of the challenges ahead for you.
Yeah, it's in a pretty good state at the moment, to be honest. This year we've got a newly formed Masters team, which is doing really well, undefeated in the Masters at the moment. So they're looking pretty sharp. They've got lots of injuries, as every Masters team does, but they're doing really well. So that was a big thing for us to get the Masters team going, to keep more people in the club, so they don't just drift away. And because we need more people helping, need more volunteers, need more people chipping in. So the Masters was really important. And then there was a bit of a balance around, if we're putting all these players into a Masters team, we're taking them out of other teams. How are we going to keep the other teams that we have? Which we just about managed to do. Our third team is a brand new team this year. I think there's only a couple of guys existing from last year. It's like a lot of different faces and nationalities, but they're going all right. So it was a busy summer of recruitment.
Yeah, fantastic.
But then otherwise also our women's team are going pretty strong at the moment.
Yeah.
Again, they've got quite a few new players in, so it's just finding the balance for them. But all in all, it's pretty good at the moment. Fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, because Tahuna over the years, it's had its peaks and troughs. I remember, I guess, when I was playing that, Tahuna was a fairly strong club when we first started. But then also it's had times when it's had to rebuild, but it's always hung in there. So it's great to see that the club is looking pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean, Giza will be able to say more about Tahuna to me. He's been around the block for a lot longer.
I'm not old.
Yeah. But it has gone through a few little ups and downs.
Yeah.
But I think at the moment it's pretty steady where we are. We know what we're trying to do. And there's a few things that are kind of in the pipeline going forward, which hopefully make it a bit more settled.
So tell us about some of those ideas that you've got, what you would like to see for the club in the next few years.
So facilities upgrades really is what we need for a club to keep people involved and keep people turning up, which we're getting a little bit of help from council, and there's a better relationship going on with rugby at the moment, giving us a bit more training areas. Obviously, there's things around lights. We spoke before the podcast around lighting, facilities, maintenance of the grounds, but it's kind of going along the right track at the moment. There's been a few things that have come out of this long-term plan, potentially upgrade of facilities down at Tahuna, changing rooms, those sort of things, which will really help us going forward.
Because Les Edwards, who we do the Marco Rugby Roundup with Marist, and he's mentioned that a couple of times around some joint discussions on joint facilities. Is that right?
Yeah, so we share everything down there, changing rooms and playing fields and lights, and we have to try and make it work. And it's a pretty good relationship at the moment, and where you're using the space and not using the space, but there's a lot of teams down there using that at the moment. So it's a little bit of a work in progress, but definitely getting better.
Good. Oh, well, that's exciting. Well done, and good man for putting your hand up. And we certainly wish you all the best, and the crew down there for the plans you got going forward.
He is a good man for the job, because years ago Tahuna only had a 4th division, a 2nd division team when I got there.
Yeah.
And then a few of the boys came in and took it by the grips and formed about 5 teams, and it was going really strong. And then there was a time there where we couldn't find a president, and it was just players and volunteers helping out. So it did go through a bit of a rut. And then now Will's in. He's actually, over the last few years, he's going really well. So yeah, it's only going to get better, I feel.
Yeah, and it's
good job.
It's good. And in the time I've been there, so I've like been in the club 3 years, but on the committee 1 year and president 1 year. Like we've got more people within the club who are stepping up to help, which maybe they weren't doing so much before. But when that's happening, it just makes everything so much easier for everyone else, and you're getting more things done, and you're actually able to move forward.
Fantastic. Well, good to see, and let's hope for growth and more things happening. There's not really a juniors program at Tahuna. Have I got that right?
Yeah, no, not at the moment.
Not at the moment. Is that something that you've been discussing?
Definitely. There's conversations going on.
There's been a thought. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I suppose there's lots of rugby on Tahuna grounds. Is there any room potentially to have a few junior competitions down there?
Absolutely. So there's a smaller field, what we call the S2 field, over by the BMX track, and that was originally junior football was there. So at the moment there's pretty much a full-size field. It's a bit skinny, but it is in regulations, and there's a youth modified field there as well, which doesn't get used at the moment. So there's definitely scope to do something there. But again, it comes down to also facilities and what you have, and if you're getting juniors into the club, you need to provide safe spaces and everything like that. So it's just
coaches as well.
But I mean, it's definitely, we've got, there's definitely conversations going along. So we'll see.
Yeah, fantastic. Good stuff. All right, well, let's get into it. Senior football update brought to you by Sheehan Financial, KiwiSaver Insurance, Financial Planning, and one of Mark's colleagues is a Tahuna player for the women's team. So a good connection there. Nelson Pine, Senior Women's First Division, and Golden Bay Shield Maidens. Pretty comprehensive there against Motueka Angels, 9-0. Hothouse Creative Richmond Foxes, 2-1. What a very close match that is against Nelson Suburbs Reserves, and Nelson Suburbs Swans, only 1-0. Just pinched it over Sprig and Fern Tahuna Breakers again. That league becoming very tight. Then we had Get Cars FC Nelson Diamonds going down 9-4 to Mapua Cougars. Geez, what a game that must have been. And then Motueka Angels have had a win, 2-0 against Get Cars FC Nelson Diamonds. That was on the catch-up game. Must have been under light.
It was Monday night, wasn't it?
I'm pretty sure that's their first win.
Yes.
Would that be correct?
I think so.
I'd say the celebrations would have gone off into the night, would it?
Fair play to them, to be fair. They've had a tough run of it.
They have,
So
but every week we see them there. I would never see default beside their name.
It's good to see them getting a result.
Week in, week out, and then finally there it is. The results are there, 2-0.
Because they nearly didn't enter the league, did they? And they managed to get the players together. So good on them.
Fantastic. And FC Nelson Diamonds doing it tough, but they're still hanging in there. Look, congratulations to the Motueka girls. They're wrapped with that result. So Nelson Pine Senior Women's Premiership, we've got Reserves at the top on 18, Foxes on 18, but a game in hand. It's like Man City, isn't it? Is it going to come down to that last game of the season? And we've got Nelson Suburbs Swans in third. So very close, very close.
Tahuna in fourth.
And Tahuna in fourth. That's right, not far behind. And we have been commenting each week actually how they've grown and some of their results. And it's very close. And I'm sure that, watch out for them coming up. Draw this weekend. Well, actually, it's not regulation matches. It's the Knockout Cup. So let's go through and do our picks. We've got Nelson Suburbs Reserves taking on Golden Bay Shield Maidens. That is home for Suburbs. So what do you think, Geezer? I mean...
Yeah, well, the girls are ready to go, but because there's a few games on this weekend, we might need to use some of our reserves for our top team in the main game. So hopefully we're not going to weaken that team too much. We was actually going to try and reschedule it, but I think we'll have enough players to get the game going on, and it is at home. So it's going to be a really close game, but I'll have to go for Nelson Suburbs over that. But Golden Bay, they got a few goals last week, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Anything can happen, but good luck to the girls.
Sprig and Fern Tahuna Breakers take on Mapua Cougars. It's a home game for Tahunanui. Skippy?
again, I've been saying every week, I think they were probably unlucky against the Swans at the weekend. The Swans probably a little bit more experienced, been together a little bit longer and probably got the win. But yeah, I think Tahunanui will win that one at the weekend.
Kit Carr's FC Nelson Diamonds taking on the Hothouse crowd of Richmond Foxes. A tough one. It is at Botanic, so sometimes it can be quite tight on that pitch. So what are your thoughts there?
Yeah, you never know, but I think Richmond are very, very strong, and FC this year, it's a brand new team, a lot of new players who are still getting to learn what positions and where they need to be and everything like that. So it's a learning process for them, but I think Richmond will be too strong for them.
There we go.
They have been scoring goals though. I
Yeah.
think young Cindy Rigg, is it? I think she scored a goal at the weekend for the FC Diamonds. So there's potential. Just shoot on sight, girls, and you might get a
Yeah,
result out of
that's
that.
right. Pull the trigger. Nelson Pine Senior Men's First Division, and the results from last weekend. Well, Nelson Suburbs pretty strong, weren't they? 9-0 over the Goats. That was over the hill too, so they'll be pretty happy with that result. Motueka first going down 5-1 to FC Nelson, so Nelson showing their class there. And check this one out. Now, did you pick? Was this the draw you picked?
Richmond and Tahunanui.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Actually,
did.
I think I picked Tahunanui to win it actually.
Oh, you did. You
I
said
it
they
was
were
gonna be
due
tight.
for a due.
They were due for a win, so I thought they would have tipped them over, to be honest. But a point, yeah, I think again I said it last week. I think
The boys are
2-0.
celebrating that point though.
Yeah, but I feel
Big
hard luck
night.
for them. They haven't been far away in the games they've played, so I think they'll be happy with that point, and they'll probably move on and hopefully get a win in the cup.
Breaking Fern Tahuna won, Smith and Sons Richmond won. Will,
Yep.
did you happen to catch the game?
Yeah,
bit.
it was a very tight game. It was a good game of football. Yeah, Richmond scored a very, very neat finish in their goal. 1-1, probably a fair result. Two teams that are desperate to win at the moment, who, as Skippy said, are a bit hard done by this season because they put in some really good performances and just haven't got the results. But yeah, probably a fair result on the day.
But I think Tahuna are due, aren't they? They've hit some really
Definitely
close.
due. They've got a really good team this year.
Yeah.
It's just not clicking for whatever reason, and games they probably came away thinking they should have won, they haven't. But they'll get there, and second half of the season they'll crack on for sure.
I thought this was a good result too. Rangers only beating Karini 1-0. That was a pretty tight match, wasn't it?
Yeah, tight game. I know young Bjorn, who's a good player for the Blenheim Rangers. We wish him all the best because I've heard he's out for a couple of years with a really bad injury. He's got a fracture to part of his spine and his leg, and yeah, so we wish him a speedy recovery. He's only a young lad, and we wish him all the best. But yeah, I think Karini would have been a good game for Karini. Again, they are quick, they move the ball well, and Blenheim wouldn't have liked that. So yeah, it would have been a lovely game to watch. But yeah, Karini on a bad side. We said this last week as well. They can play a bit, so they will upset a few teams in that league.
They train hard as well, nearly every night of the week. Some of those boys.
Is that right?
They
They're
live for
very
it.
good team.
Live for it.
Yeah, they've got some fantastic technical players in that team. I was playing second divisions against them last year, and they were standout. They were quality. They would have been very happy in that first division.
Yeah.
You can't catch them.
Yeah,
different game plan against them boys.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Okay, so the standings as they're in place: Rangers top of the table at the moment, FC Nelson in second, Nelson Suburbs Reserves in third, but both Reserves and FC Nelson have a game in hand. So that's going to be interesting, isn't it?
It's like we're good. I think we're back to the first round. So back to the start of, and Richmond. We haven't played Richmond or FC Nelson in the league because of Chatham Cup.
Oh, right.
So
Yes,
we've
right.
still got to play each other. Yeah.
Yeah, Tahuna still need to play Karini as well.
Yeah,
because of Chatham Cup.
So there's a few catch-up games there. So
and more.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where it is once we all sort of catch up.
How that balances out. Yep. The draw for this weekend, well, actually, it's Knockout Cup again. It's the Price Charity Cup in the First Division. And we'll go around the table. Motueka taking on Rangers. That is at Memorial Park.
It's a big trip.
Yeah.
It is over there for Rangers, isn't it?
Yeah, Rangers do. It is a long trip. Rangers are a good team, but yeah, they got to travel a long way. Motueka will be well up for it, I guess. Cup football, anything could happen. I'll go Rangers for that one.
Right. Okay. Suburbs Reserves taking on, well, it's a repeat, Golden Bay Mountain Goats, but this time they've got to come over the hill. So what are we thinking, Skippy?
Yeah, I think our boys are flying at the moment. And a shout out to young Brock Cotton, who's one of our 16-year-olds. He scored 8 goals in 2 games. He's found a bit of form, and again, he's continuing his development. And he's doing well and scoring goals for a centre forward. That's all you can do. So yeah, Dave's got the boys playing well, and they're all working for each other. And yeah
they're all hungry for it.
They'll be up for that.
Good bunch of boys.
I'm going to spare you the next one. Well, we'll go straight to FC Nelson first, taking on Smith and Sons Richmond. It's at Guppy Park.
I don't know. FC are looking very strong again this year, but like Richmond are, they're desperate for a win. They're looking good. You never know. There could be an upset on that one. I don't know. Yeah, probably FC on that one.
And I'm going to throw to Skippy because he's definitely. I was going to say he wears blue. He wears blue in both camps.
Play for him on a Saturday, but I coach out with these boys.
So even though Skippy's wearing the shirt, and his claim to Tahuna is he played in some mixed charity cup at some point.
And I've played for the 5-a-side team at some.
I've even played. I've played for Tahuna Masters, so I should be getting.
I'm sure everyone has once or twice in their career.
Okay, Spring Fern Tahuna taking on the Karenni. It's at Tahuna.
Yeah, good thing about that. Yeah, 3:00 kickoff. The Division 2, 3, 4 teams, they'll be finished.
Yeah,
good fan base. As we keep saying, they are due. And yeah, nothing like a good cup run. So yeah, I'll stick with my guns. But I've been saying in the last few weeks, I think they're due a win, and hopefully it's this weekend. So I'm going to go Spring Fern.
There you go. He's
back. Got to agree with that because I'm playing.
Yeah,
So am I, actually.
Clean sheet.
You're both in.
And that's the thing, you get grumpy with your clean sheets, don't you? So he won't be letting any in.
That many players away, they're calling us old boys up.
I think Karenni got double figures against me last season.
Oh, did they?
And they got double figures against everyone.
They don't like the wind and they don't like the cold. So
we're hoping for rain and wind.
Karenni could go anyway.
Yeah, well, if you get a windy, rainy day at Tahuna, you know about it, don't you?
You never know.
Blistering. Okay, all right. Southern League women and results from last weekend. Kashmir Tech 8-0 over University of Canterbury. Man alive, they're just starting to turn it on, aren't they?
Yeah, they just signed Anna Lee Longo. I'm just saying, she's a Fern. She's playing for Kashmir Technical. So
we played against her last week.
Stronger and stronger.
Great.
As I said last week, it's a National League side playing in a club competition.
Yeah,
they're going to be hard to beat.
Yeah. Coastal Spirit still in form. 2-0 over NW United. Horswell had the bye, and Nelson Suburbs, Selwyn couldn't get on the plane, unfortunately. See, the hype, all the build-up, and
we were so
disappointed.
Yeah, we were actually there. The girls were getting ready and everything, and we're all set up, ready to go. And we got the phone call, their flight got cancelled. So it's, rescheduled now.
Yeah.
Play them on Saturday. No, sorry, we play them Monday, and we play in the Cup on Saturday.
So let's talk about that. First of all, the standings. So Kashmir Tech are on top. Coastal Spirit second, and Universities of Canterbury third. Second and third pretty close, but Kashmir definitely starting to pull away. But Nelson Suburbs on goal difference, if you get the win, have the possibility of going into third place. So tell us about that. So before we talk about Kate Shepherd Cup, you take them at home on Monday.
That's correct, yeah. And the way the league's set, it's not goal difference, it's head to head. So because we beat Unis, if we get these 3 points, then we come third and we automatically qualify.
Oh, so it's nothing to do with goal difference.
We just have to win.
I've never seen it before.
We come third because there's no home and away fixture. It's just one leg.
That's why they've done the head.
They've gone against that, which works for us brilliantly because we beat them. So if we win this game, we come third, qualify. If we lose the game, then we're in a playoff against Dunedin.
Third place in Dunedin.
Oh, is that right? Yeah. So there's two bites.
Massive game for us. We're really ready for it. But now, obviously, we've got a cup game to deal with 2 days before.
Yes.
Against a very strong Nomads team, which is why we have to look at our numbers and our squads this weekend. It's been a little bit late notice because there's been a lot of organisation going through it all. But we were super pumped, ready for the game. And we still are, actually. We're ready to go. We was training last night, going hard. So, hopefully we can get over these 2 games and be for the next round of the Cup and qualify for the Southern League.
So what time is the game on Monday?
Both games are looking at 12 o'clock kickoffs.
12 o'clock kickoffs,
yeah.
Okay.
It'd be great to get as many people down there to support the girls on because they're 2 massive games, Cup game and a must-win qualifying game.
So Saturday, it's versus Wymack. So is that still a combined side, or is that just Wymack
No, that's
United?
Nomads and Wymack.
It is combined.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we
So-
felt like we should have beat them in the league. It was
Yeah.
a really close game, but they're a really strong physical team.
That was the 3-2, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
We're looking forward to playing them. If really, I wouldn't have mind doing it the other way around.
Yeah.
But that's just the way it is. Yeah, we're ready to go anyway.
Good stuff. All right. All the best of luck. And they had it drawn at 1 o'clock, but you're thinking that's definitely going to be 12.
It's looking like 12. We're at the point now where we're working with the other coaches to see what's best
Right.
for their travel, because
Yeah,
they could
right.
be flying or busing, but it will be around 12, 1 o'clock, and all be confirmed on social media probably later today or tomorrow.
Okay. All right. So make sure you get down there on Saturday and then on Sunday. And there's more reason to do that, but we'll talk about that very shortly, Skip. Dunedin City Royals 3-0 over Selwyn. Christchurch United 4-0 over Suburbs. We'll come back to that. 1-1 between Universities of Canterbury and Nomads. So Nomads coming into some form at the moment. Coastal Spirit 7-0 over FC20. So back to reality.
Yeah.
And Kashmir Tech 3-2 over Ferrymead. So Ferrymead, as you said, they were targeting that game.
Close, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
very
close
good.
one.
Good on you, Alan.
4-0 Christchurch United. I'm going to make a call here and say that you were probably disappointed with that result, because the boys were up for it, you were up for it, and you thought potentially you could upset the apple cart.
Yeah, and again, the biggest disappointment is just the way we started. We talked about it, worked on it all week about getting on the front foot early, and for the first 20 minutes we were chasing shadows and found ourselves 3-0 down. So can't start games of football like that and expect to be in them. So we'll hopefully learn from it. We keep saying it. We need consistency. It's something we really miss, and we have done for the last 2 or 3 years. We'll go and get a good result at home, and then we'll go to away and we'll lose. So we need to get consistency as a team. But we did take positives out of it. We were 4-0 down at half time. We didn't concede in the second half. We created more chances, which was good. So we'll take the positives out of it, pick it to pieces during the week, and look to improve on it for the cup game on Sunday.
Okay, and just looking at the table, Kashmir Tech 22, Christchurch United 21, and Coastal Spirit 20, hugely tight at the top there. And they're a little bit of distance now into that fourth place. So all you can do, Skip, is keep the wheels moving and hope a few upsets on the way.
Yeah, 100%.
Draw for this weekend, Chatham Cup, Nelson Suburbs taking on FC Nelson. It's going to be a derby. So likely potentially the FC game, the cup game,
Will be called off.
that potentially going to be postponed.
Yeah.
And so now, again, it's drawn at 12 noon. How's that timing going to?
It's 2 o'clock.
It's definitely going to be 2
I think it's 2 o'clock. Yeah.
And you're using the same pitch?
Well, we're on the Monday, so it'll be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. The girls play Saturday, Monday, and the boys play.
Oh, you were
Monday.
playing Sunday. Yes,
It
of
was
course.
scheduled for the Sunday, but because of all this now, they've had to give us a day off.
Yes, gotcha. Okay, because it was going to be a big
well,
big
it's gonna be a
club
big
day, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we'll be 2 o'clock on Sunday.
Okay. Thoughts for that game? So Brock Peavy will be up for this. He'll be trying to stack the side best he can.
And again, we usually do play them every year. Unfortunately, last year we didn't get to play them. But it's always a good game. We always seem to get them at home, which is always a good thing as well, and a decent pitch.
And the numbers will be there. The crowd will turn out for this.
100%. It'll be a good game, and I know Brady and the boys will be up for it. They want to test themselves and see where they're at. So our boys will need to be up for it as well, and don't think that they just got to turn up. So because the FC will come out and have a go, which they should do at the end of the day, and try to put us under pressure. But we'll be looking forward to it and try to get back on track after losing at the weekend.
The A-League final. Catch the game?
Yes,
it was. It was almost play for play, like the Phoenix game.
Yeah, it was. It was very good.
It was that last minute equaliser and then into extra time.
Yeah,
and then I thought Victory's going to do this.
Yep.
But they didn't. Coastal caught them on the hot, and in fact, as the extra time grew, Central Coast, I should say, they kind of grew, didn't they?
They did. They got better and better, and the game got stretched. And then I think they could hurt them on the break quite easily. And Melbourne were just so desperate and trying to get that goal that put them under a little bit of pressure defensively.
Did you catch the game well? Managed to see it?
I saw bits of it in the highlights and stuff, but I stopped watching after the semis.
That's
like a lot of people did.
That's right.
That's got to hurt though, really.
Yeah. But Central Coast again, they've won 3 competitions this year.
Yeah.
So they've shown that they're where they're at, and everyone's chasing them at the moment. You got to remember, 4 years ago they were wooden spinners.
And the coach that they've got, he came in this season.
Yeah, because Montgomery went to Hibernian, Scotland,
Lost the first 4 games
bottom of the league.
and then do the triple.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
So
It's a
hope they can keep him.
Yeah, that's the thing in the A-League. You do really well, and then your coach puts we've said it before.
Have we signed? Has Phoenix signed our man for the next season?
I'm not sure.
Haven't heard that news yet.
The striker's left. I know that much.
Ah,
Yeah.
right.
What's his name? Zabala, whatever.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
centre forward.
It's gone.
He's gone. He's free agent. So I wonder if he's going to Auckland.
Oh.
Could be the first
Wouldn't
one.
that be a
Yeah,
turn up?
The first
Wouldn't
egg.
Of course he will.
that be a turn up?
There's the first egg. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, classy player, nice finisher, wasn't he? Unfortunately, just injured. I mean,
Yeah, we lost him for quite a while. didn't
yeah,
we?
yeah. And he probably wasn't quite the same when he came back.
Yeah.
But yeah. So all that's going to be very interesting. Okay, let's go through the news headlines. Man U, Geezer gets one over Man City.
What a
2-1.
delight. What a delight. I've actually been worried about this game for a while because, playing Man City in the final. And yeah, I was half confident thinking there might be a chance. Watched the game. I loved every minute of it, to be honest. Yeah,
They played well, didn't
boys
they?
watched it. They did play really well. Man City made a few mistakes. We took advantage of those mistakes.
Yeah.
Their heads dropped. They did look a bit tired. I think they've been partying too much from winning the Champions League. But yeah, Man U took advantage of it. And, if we'd have played like that all year, it could have been a different story. So there's a little bit of hope there. Will's also a Man U fan. So
Yeah,
you'd have been pretty happy about
really
that,
good
mate.
to see that.
Yeah.
It was an excellent game. They played with heart. They ran after everything, and yeah, Man City weren't at the races at the start, and they punished them.
Yeah, and that pressure, they held them out because, as Man City do, they warm into it.
Yep.
They put all the pressure on, but they just couldn't. They just couldn't do it, could they?
There was probably 10 minutes to go, and I'm sitting there just thinking, no,
The last
surely
10
we
minutes
can't
was
do-
pretty
yeah,
tough
it was
watch.
very
It was-
intense. But yeah,
yeah.
I was jumping around the lounge afterwards. It was great.
I saw there was a Facebook video I saw of a guy running in the door, running up to the attic, blowing off his Man U
Yeah.
shirt,
Getting it up,
running
doing
and
that.
then saying, "I'll see you Tuesday."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there'd be a bit of that too, wouldn't there? A few United fans that haven't got the shirt out for a while.
Yeah, right.
I love that second goal. That's Man U of old, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just the football they played.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Ten Hag. So what's going to happen there? I don't understand why he should lose the. I mean,
It's tough. It's gone from
it's
zero to
rebuilding the
hero.
club. He's had to rebuild the player base, and I feel that this year they're only just starting to play the football that those. It's a bit like Chelsea. You got to try and gel some young stars. You
A
got
lot
to
of
keep
injuries
those.
as well. A lot of injuries and
The
Yeah.
injuries have killed them.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
been so many injuries to their defense. They haven't been. It's just been all over the place. It's been a tough watch actually as Man United
It has
fan.
been
A
a
lot
tough
of the
watch.
games
It's
have
been
been pretty
messy.
grim.
Yeah, I feel sorry for him a bit because a lot of us, yes, they haven't been playing well at times, but there's so much going on in the background. There's with the new owner coming in and trying to do this, the stadium's falling to pieces.
Yeah.
And it's
Players' egos.
constantly in the news. And the Sancho thing didn't help. He's gone on and played really well at
Yeah.
Dortmund, and
You had Rashford as well. this
Yeah,
year,
and he's had
getting rid of Ronaldo.
he's
You
had
know,
some
there's
things
been
he's had to deal with. He's
Yeah,
had
a
lot
lot of stuff has happened in the club in the last year or so, and you kind of hope now he can just move on.
But he can
like,
he's just won the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Surely give him something to build off.
Yeah,
100%.
I
Because you're
That
starting
could have saved him, I feel. It might save him,
Because
but
they-
he's
they
still on a
started
tight
again.
rope.
I don't understand. They'll just to start again.
and
Get
who
something
comes
there.
in? Like, who do you get in that's
The
going to
big
be
thing-
any better than he is
Yeah.
at the moment? So
The big thing as well for me after the game, you can see how much the young boys like him.
Yeah.
After the FA Cup, you can see those young boys coming through, have respect for him. And to be fair, they're the ones they need to keep. The
Yeah.
other ones you can throw out the door.
There's some
Give-
good youth in the
Give
club.
him the base that he wants, and he's got them there now. And
I
then-
mean, apart from recently, Man U have had a history of sticking with their coach.
Yeah,
Mm.
I know.
yeah,
I think that's
But
the
it's
problem.
only in recent years and potentially under different
Yeah.
ownership
Started
that
with
they've been
Mourinho.
turning them over. So
I think he'll stay.
I
do.
hope so.
I think they'll stay with him.
I personally hope so because I just think that they're building. It takes a good 3 years to start, getting into a position where you're competing.
There's a big
and
turnover in there.
it's just like
managers.
it's who comes in is the question.
Yeah, you
because,
can't-
I mean, there's no one out there who's stand out that we need to have this guy who's doing so well. The people that are doing well, are they at that level yet? I don't know.
Klopp's looking for a job, isn't he?
Yeah.
But the other thing is, they were talking about it in Sky Sports, is it's the wrong season, the wrong year to bring someone. You've got the Euros, so you're not going to have a chance to go and look at players because they're going to be too busy. The better ones are going to be in the European Championships. So you're getting in July, the tournament's still going. You start in August. as a new coach, you're not going to be able to change much.
Mm.
So if he's already been talking to the board on who they want to bring in, surely you must stay with him because it's already in process.
5 of the top 11 teams potentially have new coaches at the start of next season. That's probably not unusual, but Liverpool, Klopp out and Arne Slot in. So Dutch professional player and coach. I don't know too much about him, but
What's your thoughts about that, mate?
Again, since we've named him, I've sort of looked about him. He's very like Klopp, personality wise. He's a big personality. And you can see that with the players at Feyenoord that they love him, they play for him. So I think Liverpool would have done their homework. I don't think Klopp announced in December he was leaving, so they've been working on it since then. And yeah, hopefully they've got the right man for the job. I know Van Dijk speaks of him highly, and yeah, we'll see what he can do. And yeah, as I said, Dutch coaches don't usually go too well in the Premier League, so we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see how that goes.
West Ham, Moyes out, and Julian Lopetegui, I think it is. He's from Real Madrid. He's also the Spanish coach. So that'd be interesting.
I reckon it'd be good for it. Yeah, he'll teach them a different style of football, maybe, and they'll start moving the ball a bit faster. And yeah, seems
Close
good.
spaces, that passing in close spaces.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe-
they're not that kind of team,
maybe
are they?
they-
But who knows?
No, that's right. Maybe they
might
it
get
just
the
won't
big
gel
players
with
in.
them. They'll go, "What are you talking about?" You
Change
know?
the midfield, who knows? But yeah,
Davy
Mate,
Moyes
that
back
is-
to United.
Moyes out.
Yeah.
He wants to stay in the game, didn't he?
Yeah,
Oh, well, there was wasn't there a headline out? I can't remember what. Anyway, but there was a fake headline about Moyes taking on one of the. I think it might have been United.
I think it
something
was.
like
I think
that.
I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah. Chelsea in talks with Enzo Maresca from Leicester. So he's done a good job with
Yeah,
Leicester, and
pretty much happened.
they've just got into the Premiership and they
Got to feel
lose
sorry.
their coach.
You got to feel sorry for Leicester. You again. I see the money that's like £10 million in compensation for him to go to Chelsea, but yeah,
And that
feel
sounds
for
like a
Leicester.
done deal, doesn't it? And
Yeah, it's
in
pretty close.
negotiation.
Yeah, pretty close. They're in Marbella talking to the coach at the moment, so it looks like it's going to happen pretty quick.
Wow,
But again,
unbelievable.
how long has that been going though? You just
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
They might have been speaking to him halfway through the season. You don't know, but Leicester now have to find a coach to rebuild the coach in the Premier League. David Moyes.
David Moyes.
That's it.
who knows?
It's the only. Oh, it's funny. I was reading on Twitter,
Well, bring back Roy.
but on Twitter, Potter's the favorite for that straight away. The guy that was at Chelsea and Brighton.
Yeah, that's
What's his
right.
name? Steve Potter. Steve
Graham,
Potter.
Graham Potter.
Yeah. Graham
Who
Potter.
was that for? For Leicester.
For Leicester,
Oh,
the
right,
old
right.
Brighton coach.
Yes.
Yeah.
right.
So
He'd
we'll
probably do a
see.
job there.
He
Yeah,
wouldn't be bad there, to be honest.
Nah, so
Good
because they
coach.
play a good that coach that they had Enzo had been
Attacking
playing good football.
Mhm.
But Chelsea have gone, they can't get Pep, so they'll get the offsider because he's understudy to Pep at Man City. Before he
Yes.
went to
Yeah,
Leicester.
that's right.
Yeah, you can see now you've got Arteta, who's a Pep clone. You've
Yep.
now got this guy who's one of the top clubs. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see.
Interesting. Brighton looking for new manager.
Yeah, he's announced, hasn't he, that he's out?
Yeah, he's gone.
Man United. We'll just link everyone to Man United.
On his early season form, you're like, yeah, that could be a good
Yeah,
shout.
they
Then
lost
he dropped off
away a bit,
No,
didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
They
Yeah.
started off so well, like completely different team, playing brilliant. But like you say, they've completely dropped the
They
pace.
had a lot of injuries as well, Brighton, this year.
Maybe something was going on behind the scenes in there as well.
Just
You never
talking
know.
about coaches, I don't know if you've seen that Vincent Kompany gets relegated from the Premier League and gets the Bayern Munich job.
Has that been confirmed?
It's pretty close.
Right.
Like,
Who's going to
falling
take them on
upwards,
there?
yeah.
Only
like
Burnley on.
literally, like crazy. But they must like his history as a player, and
Yeah, yeah.
they see him as a big figure. And yeah, so that was an interesting one to see as well.
Didn't do much for them though, did he?
Nah, got relegated.
Well, before the next premiership comes around, we've got some things to occupy ourselves because the Euros start on the 15th. So next week we'll be able to rip into that and
Can't
and see how we go. Now, I haven't got the table in front of me, but on the Irish Stakes, where are we? So are you southern or northern, I'm guessing?
Southern.
You're southern?
Yeah.
So what county?
Cork.
Are you? Right.
He's right down the bottom.
The not so sunny southwest.
Yeah, until it rains.
Well, I've been to Carlow, in a little
yeah.
village called Boris, so that was south. But
Yeah.
but then I did go up to Tyrone, County Tyrone, Omagh. So Ireland itself and Northern Ireland, where are they
We're having a couple of friendlies, I think.
Yes.
A few teams. I think. Yeah.
Having
I
the
think
summer off.
Yeah, we're having.
I couldn't remember who got into the group stage, so
No,
I had to
golf.
ask with a couple of.
Go do some warm weather training.
Yeah, bit of golf. Yeah, they've got the summer
there's
off.
some good golfers coming through.
Yeah, they've got the
That's
summer
it.
off. Yeah, the same as Wales. They've got nothing on.
Yeah. Oh well, then we can talk about. Well, you can talk at least about England, can't you?
Yeah,
So-
exciting England. Looking forward to it.
Oh,
Young team.
They've
looking
got a
good.
very good chance, haven't they? I mean, we
Always.
say that all the time, but they actually, I don't know what other European sides potentially, maybe Spain,
Yeah, and they're not.
because Germany's not the same team, are they?
Yeah,
Portugal will be a good shout, I think.
good. France are always there.
Yeah,
Thereabouts
true.
with Mbappe and Co.
Yes,
and
yes.
they're top sides.
Interesting selection though with the Indian squad. There's a few players in and out. New ones in.
Maguire.
Yes.
Maguire stayed in.
Yeah. Obviously Rashford didn't get selected.
Henderson didn't get in.
No.
Kobe Manu's in though, didn't he?
Yeah, the young lad. So
That's
he's
good.
named
That's good.
33 and he has to cut it down to 26.
Yeah.
So he's gone a bit heavier just to see how they all
It's always
go.
controversial when he picks a squad.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone knows better.
Could be his last squad.
Yeah, you never know.
They're on
Yeah.
about this could be his
He
last
comes
But-
from
squad.
Man United, won't he?
But if he does well in the Euros, surely they'll give him the cup if he wants it.
I just don't know what his contract status is. I don't know if he's on his last year.
He was talking about going after the World Cup, wasn't he? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's after this. He's done. I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd say he's moving on.
Unless he wins.
But I don't know. Like
Flop that.
I don't really care how England do, to be honest. But they've got such an
Southgate
exciting
United.
team. They've
Oh.
got such a fantastic forward line,
Yeah.
and they play defensive football for a lot of it.
Yeah.
It's quite.
It's
I don't
crazy
know,
at
They
times.
they should be killing teams.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I was watching
Foden and players on there.
Yeah, Foden and
because Glenn Hoddle, I was watching an interview with Glenn Hoddle on a podcast, and he says, I know we want to win the Euros as English, but surely would you not just play all the young lads now? Because then the World Cup cycle
Yeah, that
hits,
exactly.
and they are in prime for
Yeah.
it. And you've got them, they've got heaps of them, Cole Palmer, Saka, God, the list goes on, Bellingham,
Yeah.
Rice.
Mm.
You know what I mean? You get those
Bellingham.
boys game time, get used to tournament football, and then set you in a good for the World Cup.
Mm.
But we'll wait and see. We'll probably play 3-5 and just sit in.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Well, fantastic to have you in. Great to have a representative from Tahuna. All of you.
Yeah.
I wear a shirt. next
Yeah,
time.
you have to.
Yeah,
That's
president.
showing you up. But good luck for the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.
Looks like some good things happening in Tahuna, and I look forward to those future developments. And good on you for stepping
Yeah,
up, mate.
cheers, mate.
Well done, and hope you get a clean sheet on the
Get
weekend.
too.
So do I.
Thank you, Geezer. Thank you very much once again. Good luck, big weekend. So
Big weekend,
good
yeah.
luck with you, mate.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.
And of course, good luck in the Chatham Cup
Yep. Thank you.
for both sides. I better say, I'll keep neutral there.
Yeah. Nah. Good. Good.
That's it for this week's episode. My thanks to our venue sponsor, the Turf Hotel, our guest, Will Murphy from Tahuna, Ryan, Skippy, Stewart, and of course, Neil Geezer Harding. Special thanks to Bays Joinery for their support, naming rights sponsor of Football Focus. You can catch this and other podcasts on MBS Talk Nelson, our social media channels, and Spotify. We'll also get into things again next week on the Bays Joinery Football Focus. Have a good weekend.
What's on, where, and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. NBS Talk Nelson.